very late.
Please don't sing. Please don't sing. It's terrible. Just
We're very
the kazoo
late.
is fine, but the singing no. Stop.
Hello, everyone.
That
Sorry,
is
we're a little
that
bit late.
copyright strike right there.
Ladies
And gentlemen, hello and welcome to Laymen Live for what week is it, Sam? What number episode is this?
Man, we're not doing that anymore. Number 69, 420, everybody. Okay, we're back again, Lee, and again. I do love our Laymen Live. It is good to hang out with the fam.
We are sorry we're late. We got here and we found that our camera just
was on the floor.
wasn't there. It was just moved.
It was literally on the floor.
Someone had moved it. It's one of the beauties of sharing an office now.
Yes.
People can fuck with our shit.
Yes.
So we had to fix it last minute.
We do love you, creators, so it's all good.
It really felt like
okay?
a Back to the Future kind of moment. It's sort of
Yes.
like plugging it all in, getting all going, very
yeah.
last second. 88 miles an hour, baby. Here we,
We
are.
got the gigawatts, though. It's all
What's up?
good.
We got those gigawatts. Hello.
So-
I hope you've all had a good week. Sam, how has your week been? What's been going on?
I've had a good week. What did I play this week? I played a few games.
No, you didn't.
I played games. Well,
You didn't?
we had a lot of pre-recorded stuff, actually.
We did.
I got Aladdin socks on, everybody. Just
Nice.
You see that?
Very sexy.
Very cool.
Very
That's
sexy.
what you get. That's what you get the ladies with, you know. I played a lot of Overwatch, a lot of Smash. Among Us, of course. Played
Sure.
a bit more of that on my phone.
Sure.
That's pretty much all I've played this week, actually.
Yeah, right. Okay. Cool.
Can't think of anything that I literally play that is new. Because now we're doing the Let's Play Happy channel. Okay, we usually actually play new stuff.
So
every single week.
our Avengers review was very in line with the new channel direction.
I think it was
positive channel. You
very
know?
positive.
That's right.
Very
so
positive.
I've been playing actually this week. I played because BPM the review came out this week. Mm-hmm. Then I started playing Risk of Rain 2, and that's all I've been playing all week. Really, actually, no, I'm also playing Serious Sam.
Oh, yes.
But Risk of Rain 2, I'm just like obsessed with right now.
It's good, is it?
It's very good. It's very good. Okay. It's like, it feels like, though, because I put probably 12 hours into it now, and it feels like to just unlock all the things is probably going to be like 60 to 70 hours.
And you're going to try and do like completion stuff or just finish the game?
Oh no, you can like finish the game. It's a roguelike, so you can
Oh, I
finish the game
see.
pretty quickly in inverted commas.
I see.
But to like unlock everything and whatever, that's like, I reckon, it looks to me like 60 to 70 hours. Either way, it's amazing so far. I'm loving it, and just looking forward to reviewing that next week. So
Hello to our mods, by the way, Nitro and
Nitro
Zendro.
and Zendro, thank you for being here.
Thank
As
you,
always,
you guys
we
are
appreciate
always
you.
there. We do always appreciate you, so we did want to say a little thank you for that.
Why is Sam always wearing pink? I'll let you.
Why am I wearing pink?
I'll let you draw your own conclusion for that, Francois.
Masculine men.
That's
wear
right.
pink.
Exactly right.
Yeah, if you ever see a dude wearing a nice pink polo, you're like, this guy is comfortable. Okay?
He's confident in himself.
He's confident in himself.
That's what it
Whatever
is.
that may be, he is confident in himself.
So guys, we now have a ton of news to get through for the week.
lot
So
today.
we're going to just jump straight into it. First up, we obviously had the Night City Wire last night while we were asleep. We have not yet seen it. So all I've seen so far are the system specs for Cyberpunk 2077, which have been revealed.
Yes.
Minimum system specs are pretty basic. Like, yeah, I mean, apparently
Most computers will have this now.
Apparently, you can run this on a GTX 780.
780?
All right, fair enough, if you say so. The recommended specs, though, are going to be a GTX 1060, 6GB or Radeon R9 Fury. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what that's going to look like. Recommended? Is that like 30 FPS, 1080p kind of thing? Because
we didn't
those are
see-
some low-ass specs at this point, you know?
We didn't see any frame drops. I believe we played on a PC that was in the 1080 or the 2080.
We played on a 2080 Ti.
It was a 2080
with an
Ti.
i9. So we
Okay.
played on a top-of-the-line machine, and it ran beautifully.
I thought it might have been 1080. Well, look, 1060 and the 2080. I know there's a bit of a jump there, but like, it's not. It's not like.
I know there's a bit of a jump there.
No, but like, you take away the ray tracing and all this kind of business, like you can probably have a pretty good experience still. Now the minimum requirements is what I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
780. I didn't even know do they make that now? Do they make that now?
No one in this chat would have a 780 at this point. Everyone here is a nerd. You would have upgraded past the 780. So
I remember the 980 being like
the 980, yeah.
not like okay when Overwatch came out 4 years ago or 5 years ago or something. The 780? Jesus.
So
okay.
we'll see how that lands. But either way, it is encouraging to know that if you have a PC and you want to play this game, you are probably going to be able to play this game.
And the storage is also pretty cool.
It's pretty funny because it only requires 70 gigabytes of hard drive space or SSD space, whatever, which is hilarious because Call of Duty Modern Warfare requires like 210. So you can literally fit 3 Cyberpunk 2077s in one Call of Duty. That's ridiculous. Call of Duty is one fucking map with some guns.
Yeah.
And like Cyberpunk is Cyberpunk. Like what the hell, man?
Yong did go to Twitter to say that Cyberpunk is one patch of COD, and it's so true.
Yes. I've had multiple ridiculous. 70 gigabyte patches for COD, and I actually just uninstalled that game because I was
That's Red Dead territory.
You know
really.
what? That's dumb. That's
it
just
is very
super
dumb.
So anyway, that is that news. The other funny news in relation to Cyberpunk is that. Oh, where'd it gone?
No, the one before. You missed it. You missed it.
Did I? Oh, I missed it. Yeah. Is that Alana Pierce is going to be in Cyberpunk?
That's really cool. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that's a cool gig.
So, Alana Pierce is an ex-IGN employee. She's now independent YouTuber, personality, stream person. And she is literally going to be a Cyberpunk. She says that they have... they did 3D modeling for her, and they got her voice, and she's an NPC with a quest. The funny thing is, it doesn't really look like her. Like
if you zoom in, it does.
I don't know, man. I don't think that looks like Alana. I just don't think so.
A little bit. I wonder if she went into a studio and did mocap, or they did...
Well, she said it was 3D model, but it doesn't say mocap.
That usually means that she just stands in one of those multi-camera thing. They just kind of get the whole thing. I don't know.
But either way, that's very cool for her. Good on Alana. So that's, as I said, we haven't looked at any more Cyberpunk news yet because we have just woken up and we've just been getting ready for the show.
Yes.
And we will check out the Night City Wire soon. But Cyberpunk is soon, man. November 19th, and we're like nearly in October now. I cannot believe it's
It would have already come out if it came out in March, but it didn't.
Or September
17th.
That's right.
Okay, but
actually, yeah, we would be playing Cyberpunk right now if it was the September 17th. It would have come out yesterday. We'd still be charging through it. So, anyway, that's it. The other thing, a little headline I saw this morning is that Nolan North is actively trying to get Marvel to make another Deadpool game. I don't even remember the first.
I didn't even know they made
the
first one.
I can't remember where that was.
Is this like PS1 territory, like it was forever
make
ago?
Another Deadpool after the 2013 title was released, widespread critical acclaim. I cannot remember.
I don't remember that at all. That kind of looks like PS3 or something. What is that?
It's probably the movie.
I don't know. No, that's a video game photo.
I know.
Lol.
Either way, he wants to make this happen, so good luck to him. It would be cool.
Sure.
Are they making another Deadpool movie?
Look, I know Ryan Reynolds wants it to happen. I know he was there was a photo that he was standing outside Marvel like 2 or 3 months ago. And he was like, I don't know, I think the caption was like, we're making it happen. But everyone's like, oh, there must be a Deadpool. I don't know, right? I don't think there's an official confirmation that there is a next Deadpool yet.
Sure.
But everyone wants it, and I think Ryan Reynolds wants it too.
Yeah. I don't know why he's not working on that Green Lantern sequel. Man.
I mean, we all want it.
Yeah,
it'd be funny for the lols, like just to do it.
Just did it to roast it.
Just to roast it.
Yeah.
And maybe he's also narrating how terrible it is, the whole movie.
Yeah.
Now he'll cut him like, why am I doing this?
Is there some kind of like Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern like commentary track where he watches it, reactions to? That would be
amazing.
I would watch that shit for sure. We've got some super chats here. Francois Bergman, he's here. He says, I bought BPM. I finished it on journalist difficulty. That's for you, Sam. Because I have no sense of rhythm and I want to work for IGN. Buy it with the soundtrack. It's awesome. Yes, it is awesome. Thank you. Francois actually gave us another thing saying why Sam was
that's the same one.
Same one. Isno says, Sam was the imposter.
It was pink. It was pink.
It was pink. Jubei became a member. Thank you very much, Jubei. Connor Maloney says, people complaining about PS5 selling out. Bruh, just wait a month and get it off Santa. I agree. Santa always takes care of us.
I'm sure Santa does have his own stockpile. I'm pretty sure Sony would have been in contact with Santa.
He has his own little tech elves that specialize in next-gen
whips
consoles.
them. Hurry up!
That's right. Gevi, he says, Risk of Rain 2 is my favorite game ever. Will Sam play it? I don't know. We could have a go at it. See what you think.
I mean, if you think there's something in there.
I don't think you'll like it though.
Right. If it's a good game, then I will like it.
Dadvice Gaming, $5. Thank you very much, friend. Walter Venerable III says, thank you for the fair review of Marvel's Avengers. I agree that the future of the game is bright, and I look forward to seeing how the game grows over the years. Have a great weekend, gents. Well, thank you very much, Walter, for watching.
I think it could get there.
Where are the Mountain Dew Doritos? Asked Papa Bear. We had those. They taste like chemicals.
They were bathed in chemicals.
So bad.
Legit.
Do not eat them if you ever have the chance. Guys,
speaking of bathes in chemicals. I don't know. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, we haven't heard about this game in a long time. Oh my god, this feels like a meme now. This was originally shown to us, I think, in 2017, at least 2 or 3 years ago. Saying, guys, it's coming, Beyond Good and Evil 2. We saw some, some beta little moments of them showing the world and stuff, but we haven't really seen much. Now, there is an update today saying one of their lead dudes, what's his name again?
His name is Michael Ansel.
Michael Ansel, no, I believe he worked...
Mikhail.
Mikhail Ansel. I believe he worked on Rayman.
He's actually, I think, the creator of Rayman.
Oh, the creator of Rayman. He's been a part of Ubisoft for a long time. He's piecing out, it seems like. He seems like he's probably he was a big part of the team, but now he wants to go out and do other things. He wants to be in the conservation or the wildlife space. He's been doing video games now for 20 or so years. I mean, look, that's what he wants to do, and he doesn't want to do this anymore. Yeah. Fine, but I usually see that as a red flag, but that might not necessarily be true.
I don't think so in this instance. Like, this guy here is posted on Instagram, and he says, basically, after more than 30 years, I've decided to stop working in video games and fully focus on my second passion, wildlife. My new project takes place in the real world and consists of a wildlife open sanctuary dedicated to education, nature lovers, and wild animals. And I mean, like, dude, good on you. Like, that's it. The thing. Well done, man.
This is the thing. This is the only thing that I go, this is a bit weird. When you're working on your opus, like you're already in the thick of one of the biggest games Ubisoft has ever made, one of the most ambitious titles that they keep talking about. You're already in the thick of it. You've been doing it for a few years. Why decide now? It's probably coming out in the next year or two, right?
It's probably coming out in, I'd say, about 2 years, yeah.
Probably 2 years, right? Maybe he just got to a point where he's like, I can't do another 2 years. I'm done, Chief. I'm out. Fair enough. But again, we've seen this with Anthem, we've seen this with Halo Infinite, we've seen this with a lot of games, as you said before also off camera, Destiny. There's just a lot of games that, like, when people start leaving in development and it's going to be maybe the biggest game they've ever worked on, that's a red flag. But maybe not. We don't know.
Yeah, I look, if I was a betting man, I would say that this is probably a good clean exit. Like, there hasn't been any rumors or anything about him. There's been lots of rumors about lots of other people at Ubisoft. I think if there was some dirt on this guy, it probably would have surfaced. And I think that, Beyond Good and Evil obviously is going through its own thing. There's huge amounts of, like, work going on that. We don't really know what's happening. I just don't feel like this is one of those drama resignations about, like, misconduct or about the fact that the game is in a shambles. Like, I feel like this guy just wanted to, like, leave after 30 years of working on video games and wanted to work in wildlife. You know what I mean? I get that vibe.
Sure.
Could be otherwise, but that's my vibe with this one.
I definitely don't think it's like some sort of, like, internal scandal. Like, I agree with you with that.
Yeah.
It could be, but I don't think so.
Sure.
But who knows? Who knows, fam? Now, Ralph wants to just talk about his little moment.
That's
today.
right, guys. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, I have saved Australian gamers. It's all me. If you had missed it, last night I tweeted to Uncle Phil, Phil Spencer from Xbox. I says, Uncle Phil, can we please get XCloud in Australia? We upgraded our intertubes and can now handle blistering 10 megabit per second speeds, off peak only. We're totally ready. Come on, do us a solid here. Now I just fired that off into the
thinking that he would never reply.
There's no way Uncle Phil's gonna reply. No way, man. It's not gonna happen. Sure enough, boom. Yes, you can, says Uncle Phil. Should be in early 2021. We're doing internal testing with our local Australian teams now. Those upgraded intertubes helped a ton. There it is.
It's probably an intern, but it doesn't matter. It's from Phil Spencer's Twitter account. That's all that matters. Okay.
That's right. So we can expect that we will have Project XCloud here at some point. Unclear exactly when, but they did say early 2021. I was legitimately stunned by this because Australia does not have any streaming stuff. We do not have Stadia. We do not have Project XCloud. We do not have what's the other one? GeForce Now.
Yep.
We don't even have. We don't have PS Now. We don't have. Even any of those smaller services, I don't think, that you hear about, like, whatever, Shadow, I think, is one. We don't have these, right? So, to hear that we're getting something, especially XCloud, I was like, hell yeah, man.
I knew it was going to be probably in 2021. I felt like...
But I did not know that.
Well...
I thought it was like... I thought legitimate chance we would never get it.
No, because I do know that, of course, that US already has it. They came out like last week or something in terms of XCloud, so like it's already been rolled out there. I didn't think it was going to be 5 years away. It's only going to be a matter of time until we actually get it. I did also think that probably XCloud was going to be the first one because it seems like it's leading the charge in terms of cloud. Well, apart from Stadia, of course. But like they seem really ambitious to try and get this out a lot, and it's a really good offering, and they're super on the front foot of like getting this stuff out there. So I mean, this is the thing. I've tried to do Steam Link before, like when I'm out and about in the house and I have 5G in the city and stuff in Australia. I still can't play these games on 5G mobile. I know that's like 4GS, I know that.
Sure.
But it doesn't seem like it's ready yet. This is the thing. Like, I've already tried to do streaming from my own PC at home, which is only like a couple of kilometers away. I mean, God knows where the actual data centers are going to be placed within Australia. And I'm still not getting any luck with that. So who knows where that actually stands.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to ever work well over Wi-Fi networks, because Wi-Fi networks just have so much sort of... they're just not consistent and reliable. But if you're able to tap into a Wi-Fi network somewhere, like you go to a Starbucks cafe. P.S. We don't have those here, by the way.
We do.
We defeated Starbucks.
Thank God.
We lost the Emu War, but we fucking beat Starbucks out of this country.
Yeah,
okay.
it's
say
Subway next.
You go to another to somewhere with a Wi-Fi connection, and you're sitting there, and you can play. Like that could happen. That could work.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I don't know. Maybe if 5G does work. I don't know. We haven't tested it yet, so when we get our hands on it, we'll be able to have a look.
I'm pretty sure that the US people in here back me up. You guys are already playing on your phones, right? Like 5G in the States and stuff. Like, that's pretty reliable, right?
I have not seen whether or not it's working well on the 5G networks in the States yet, I can say. And I know there's big difference in the States with like one 5G network here versus another one there. Yeah. And it's like vastly different performance. So I don't know. Guys, let's have a look at some super chats. We've got Ryan Valdez. He's here. He says, coffee on me. Also glad you're liking Risk of Rain 2. Thank you very much, Ryan. And Connor... he says, for €20, thank you very much, that's very generous. Another Laymen Weekly, another €20. Enjoy, lads. They're increasing restrictions here in Dublin, so I have time to catch up on the content. Enjoy the Avengers review. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, man. That's a lot. Thank you very much. We do appreciate that.
Guys, let's keep moving with the news. Did you know that there was a Nintendo Mini Direct?
I forgot, and there is no Smash character. What the hell is going on? It's been too long.
Haven't they released like 20 new Smash characters?
So
18 of which were Fire Emblem characters.
They did a lot of Fire Emblem characters. Now they did five before, and now they've said, "Hey guys, we're going to do 5 or 6. I think it's 5. I think, or 6. That they're going to do again. They've only done 1, I think, and that was maybe they haven't even done 1 yet. I can't remember if they've actually even released the first one. I know the last one was the one with the long arms, whatever her name was. But anyway, it wasn't in this Nintendo Direct. Very disappointing.
That's Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, of course.
Kamala,
Sorry, guys.
Kamala
and
Khan.
Dalsim, of course.
Kamala Khan.
So this one had some titles, I guess, but like I didn't watch it. And when I did actually look through this article, I mean, there's some cool titles that some people will like. Nothing that jumped out at me.
2 Monster Hunter games? Hello?
They don't jump out at me. Like, I don't love Monster
Did you play Monster Hunter World?
Yep.
Oh, you did? How much did you play of it?
We played it together.
Did we?
Yeah, we did a slight review of it or something like that.
We did?
Yeah, years ago. Like,
no memory of that.
Yeah,
Which one? On Monster Hunter World or like Monster Hunter like the Nintendo like Switch ones or whatever?
No, not the Switch ones. The ones on PC.
Wow. Okay. I do not remember that. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Well, either way, there are 2 new Monster Hunter games announced. Monster Hunter Rise is a proper Monster Hunter game, and then there's Monster Hunter Stories 2. Wings of Ruin, which is a story-based RPG. Ori, Will of the Wisp is coming on Switch, which is very nice news. Fitness Boxing 2. Sam could do with a bit of that.
Yes.
Not that he'll actually do it, though.
Are those things back in stock?
Like, you could do that when you're sitting down, right?
Yeah,
you just do these ones.
Yeah. You can think about doing it.
If you just move the wrist, you don't actually need to move your whole arm.
Don't worry, man.
The wrist
it's all about the wrist, okay?
Disgaea, Defiance of Destiny, Hades, by the way. Now, if you haven't paid attention to Hades...
That was exclusive on Epic.
It wasn't exclusive on Epic.
Yes.
This is an excellent game. The Supergiant know how to make excellent games. It's a roguelike. Beautiful visuals, fantastic gameplay, great story that kind of just ekes out slowly over time. Really recommend this to you. If you haven't checked out Hades, please go and check it out. You will not be disappointed. Especially, by the way, lots of people who like Risk of Rain 2 in this chat is sounding off right now. You should definitely be checking out Hades. I promise you, this is your jam. Like, I guarantee it. Empire of Sin, I think it's like a tactical mafia game, which is kind of interesting. Sniper Elite 4,
I love that
PGA
game.
Tour, The Long Dark. This is the guys that were like, don't you dare put our game on GeForce Now, because we want to decide where it's thing. Well, it's on Switch now. So
and it's also back on GeForce Now. So
it is also back on GeForce Now.
Whatever, guys.
Balan Wonderland, I don't know what this is. Rune Factory 5, More weeb stuff.
See, was
More
I
weeb
correct?
stuff.
Was I correct?
What are you talking about?
There was
Ori Will of the Wisps.
No, but
fucking
like
Hades. Monster Hunter game.
No, but there's a
some
lot of
games that-
stuff there. You're like, okay, I guess. You know, like this is the thing about Nintendo Mini Directs now. Like they're really setting up the expectation. I do think that's good. It is good to set up the expectation. Speaking of setting up an expectation. All right, is if you want to walk in, are we going to the next story?
Are we doing it? All right,
Well,
we're
unless
doing
you wanted
it.
to make some more commentary on that.
No, go on.
Speaking of not setting up the right expectation, you don't want to walk into your Best Buy or GameStop or EB Games and find that you can't find any more 3DSs without the proper warning. Now, 3DS has now ceased production, but it's important in the wording. So I read an article before. It's not like it's like yeeted forever, but they've kind of said that they've just paused production. It's not definitely done, but it seems like they're ceasing production for now. And look, I don't think...
Why? We don't need 3DS anymore.
No.
Like, it's over. Like, well, I don't understand why this isn't just... Yep, okay, absolutely, it's finished.
At the moment we saw the Switch Lite, I was like, oh, cool, this is it. Like, it's pretty much the same size, almost, as the 3DS. It's more powerful. There's more games on it. It's going to be the Switch Lite thing now. Like, that's cheaper. It's in the vicinity of the price of the 3DS.
Sure.
There's no reason to buy 3DS whatsoever.
Yeah, but there's also, so you've got the Switch Lite, you've got the Switch, and then there's also rumors of a Switch Pro or something coming next year, which is pretty much confirmed at this point. Like, it's happening, you know?
They're saying that Nintendo are going out to the devs and saying, guys, make games for 4K. I don't think we're going to see 4K games on Nintendo next year.
4K Nintendo games.
Maybe 2K.
Yeah, sure,
maybe, but like not 4K.
Sure.
That's
So
what we're saying with 3DS.
rip the 3DS. The real news story there is that they're still making 3DSs.
I know, lol.
Question
What
mark?
games are on there? Like legit, what game came out this year on 3DS?
Funnily enough, there are still games being released on PSP.
That's true.
Swear to God, you see, I get random press releases about some obscure game that's coming out on like, you know, PS4, Xbox One, and PSP, and I'm like,
It only
what?
stopped production, I think, last year.
Yeah,
like relatively recently. Yeah.
We got Space King Luna says Shadow PC is awesome if you have a gig internet speed, full gaming PC for like $20 a month. We definitely don't have that here.
I mean, that is pretty cool though. If you, we will get there, like
eventually, in like maybe 40 years or something. Hopefully, we'll still be alive for that.
Yeah,
That'd be
hopefully,
nice.
hopefully.
Revenge of the Sith says, imagine a PS5 remake of Jet Force Gemini. Remember that one?
I know that name.
Yeah, little shooting characters that look, you know the box when you saw it, with splattering guts and heads flying all over. That's a bit of a departure for the franchise, but okay. Darth Sonic says, seeing as I just finished puking up Starbucks coffee, good on you Aussies for beating back Starbucks. Thank you very much. It's also pride for us. Sam Dale says, good job, good day lads. How excited are you for Horizon Forbidden West? Now it's also a PS4 title. Also, Horizon Zero Dawn review. Anyway, we'll come back to that point. That's an interesting point to talk about. We will come back to that in a lot of detail.
it's been secured, guys.
It's coming, right? Keep the faith, people. Keep the faith.
Been secured.
Todd Stitch. I had to do my Avengers review.
I know.
That was an hour-long review, man. That really took it out of me.
Maybe there should be a playlist now of just the games that you just have like a snapshot in the community of games that you want to get to but never will.
Yeah. There's like a list that just keeps growing. It's a pile.
F14?
It's a pile of shame. F14, Sekiro, Horizon Zero.
And something else.
That's something else. Todd Tube, thank you very much for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Zendrew says Ralph isn't allowed to play Final Fantasy 16 until he finishes streaming 14. Soul Reaver remake. Yes, I agree with the Soul Reaver remake part, my friend. Thank you, Zendrew. And Ryan Bell says BPM is amazing. Never would have played it without your recommendation. Love watching you guys. Thank you, friend. I'm glad you're enjoying it as well, guys. Next story up is. We're getting into our top stories. There's a lot of Sony news this week, okay? The dislike ratio on this video is so funny already. It's like 50%
We're enjoying
down
the dislike ratio.
because you dare say something bad about a plastic box, be it Xbox or Sony. How dare you, man?
dare you.
How dare you? You're just inviting the wrath of the dislike gods. But we're doing it, man. We don't care.
So
Sony.
I thought that. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Okay, so I thought that we were really going to the territory of like PS3 at least was going to be part of the whole. You know, you want to play a PS3 game on your PS5, you may be able to do that. They've confirmed that PS1, PS2, PS3 games cannot be played on the PS5, but PS4 games are. Now, it's not the end of the world, but was it Microsoft that was like cross compatibility of like every single console you can play on the next one?
They not backwards compatibility.
Sorry, backwards compatibility.
Sure.
Yes.
They're very big into that. Yes, that's a huge focus for them. They're definitely promising that their entire like Xbox library, whatever, will be playable on their machine, backwards compatible. That's huge focus. They have a dedicated team, in fact, devoted to backwards compatibility. Sony this week revealing that it's not really their focus.
It doesn't sell units. That's the first thing. It doesn't sell units. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to go in and buy a PS5 just because I can play a PS1 game.
Sure.
I've probably already got the PS1 if I'm still playing PS1 games,
Okay.
you know?
The quote here is, in a Wednesday interview, Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu asked Sony Interactive Entertainment chief Jim Ryan about the new console's compatibility with PS1, 2, 3 discs and downloads. Ryan explained that PS5 specific engineering meant the design team was mostly focused on the simultaneous use of the high-speed SSDs and the new DualSense controller, which is not answering the question.
That's not answering the
at
question.
all.
Hence answering the question.
This prevented Sony from delivering compatibility with older consoles, Ryan told Famitsu, even though he made clear that Sony wanted to support PlayStation 4's 100 million players by developing compatibility with 99% of PS4 games, since we thought they would like to play PS4 titles on the PS5 as well. They have, I think, basically, TLDR, it is going to be possible to play some backwards compatibility through, like, obviously PS4. PS Now, I'm unclear exactly how that works in emulation. I've been told that you can play some of the old library through PS Now. It's not clear to me which. Then there's also question marks about, will there be some other kind of service or solution, some cloud-based emulation solution that lets you do this. Regardless, it kind of sucks that Sony isn't focusing on this more. I know what you're saying. It doesn't shift units. I get that. It's
not big business. You know, emulation is really strong now. I can go on my phone. I have bought all the games, of course, and I can play Mario Sunshine. I can play any PS1 game that I want. And I'm getting, like, we're going to get to a stage where any phone in like 5 years can play any PS2 game.
Yeah.
And maybe even PS3 soon. You know, like, it's so easy to already do it. And also, again, if you are so invested in the previous consoles and those markets, you've already, of course, got those machines. So
yeah, I just think it's
just cool. That's all it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, it's like, it's really nice to be on PC and to be able to play like probably 95% of my Steam collection at any point in time. 5% of them, they just stop working, right? That's a fact. But like 95% of it, you can go back and play a game from 20 years ago and it works. And I think consoles should be aiming to get to that point. You know, I think it will be good if PlayStation put more focus on this and we're really focused on preserving the classic library. And for them to just sort of piece out and be like, not really a focus for us, especially when Xbox is actually doing it, I think that's a disappointment. You know, it's not a deal breaker. I'm not like, I'm not buying a PlayStation. Obviously not. I just think it's a bummer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly right. Someone says, check the Avengers Twitter. I wonder why.
Oh no, did they call me out?
Oh my god.
Did it happen? They're like, this review sucks.
Yeah. We'll have to check it. We'll check in a bit.
So PS5 pre-orders began a day early. This is where we really get to the tricky stuff. Okay, so obviously PS5 was sort of revealed the release date and the price, and it's like, all right, cool. Then the pre-orders began, and it's like, this sucked because Sony actually did have a date in mind for when they wanted to start pre-orders. But it was meant to be like the 17th or whatever, like essentially the day after the show, okay? And then after that, a lot of retailers just jumped the gun and off they went. Which is what retail's going to do unless you really rein them in and you really create like a lot of transparency and clarity around how this is going to go, right? Obviously, Sony just sort of didn't wrangle retail in the way that they were needing. I was speaking to people from EB Games who were really stunned about how this all went down. It just was clear that like there just wasn't enough communication about how all of this was meant to happen. And so obviously retail was like, fuck man, should we do it? Okay, hit the button. Boom, off it went. And then retail just started selling pre-orders, right? So that sucks. Do you know what I mean? Because what it meant was that a lot of people just missed out because they didn't have enough notice. I remember seeing even today, like Greg Miller, commentator, whatever, in the gaming space, really tight with PlayStation, whatever else. He got an email from Amazon being like, "Hey man, your pre-order is not confirmed." You know, and the Amazon is now sending out those emails. I remember EB Games, like in Australia, they basically had PlayStation available for a few minutes, then it was gone. I know JB Hi-Fi here are taking pre-orders, but they can't guarantee you day one, and they give you no indication of which shipment you're being on. Like, it's a total mess. You know what I mean? It's a real mess.
I think that a lot of these retailers, like EB Games, for instance, I mean, they're like, this is the feast time. They have been, of course, in the decline. More digital sales of games. this is going to really propel them for the next 3 to 5 years. So a few things. I think number one, they are like, we need to make sure that we put out our pre-order first, so everyone jumps onto the EB Games. Because the moment you jump onto the EB Games website because you think it's the only place selling it, or there's going to be a sizable amount of units, that really it kind of gives EB Games a lot of financial security for like the next 2 years, right? Sure. Number two, Sony. Are we sure this is correct? This is the other thing I'm going with in terms of, are we sure that Sony didn't really drop the ball and now they're like, oh, well, we actually, it was the retailer's fault instead of them actually not really setting the correct guidelines?
No, well, I think it is a case of, first of all, Sony said, we're going to give you lots of notice. And it's like, all right, cool. But the turnaround between when they had made their announcements and when the pre-orders would have gone live was like a day, okay? Like the official...
Not even.
The official gap would have been... No, it's a little bit more, like a day and a half, right? So that's not lots of notice. That's kind of like not much notice at all, in fact. Because it takes time for a message to filter out. Like, not everyone is fucking F5ing on gaming news every day. Like, it takes a few days for news to filter through to sort of more casual observers, right?
Yeah.
So that's not a lot of notice. And then, all of a sudden, this thing is announced. They obviously hadn't communicated with retail early enough about the practice and saying, okay, we're going to make this announcement, but you're not allowed to put this up and whatever else. And so therefore retail just ran wild. So is it Sony's fault? Sort of. Is it retail's fault? Sort of. Like it's just everyone is just a mess. Okay,
yep.
That's a fact. So it would have been better if it was a bit of a tighter process. But regardless, though, a lot of people now have pre-orders that they're not guaranteed stock, or they just missed out on pre-orders altogether.
Yes, I do also think that Sony, of course, wanted to beat Xbox to the pre-order race, right? Because if you get your pre-orders out first,
definitely,
and I've put $700 Australian down, that's most people's wallets. That's soaked up their budget for console for a little bit. Now, Xbox, of course, is doing their own thing on the 22nd or something. We'll get to it later, I'm sure. I'm not sure if there's a story in there, actually.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So, a lot of people now have like an 8-day head start to put their pre-order down for PlayStation. There's also a massive scarcity psychology going around now about this. So everyone and their dog is trying to get into the PlayStation market. It's going to hurt Xbox a little bit because a lot of people would have seen that you can jump on and get next gen now in terms of like secure your next gen now for PlayStation. Xbox comes out next week pre-order. A lot of people aren't going to do it. They don't have the budget anymore. Sure. That's going to hurt them,
Actually, this is relevant. Dolphu Bud. He says, EB Games AU tweeted about 30 minutes ago that they are temporarily stopping PS5 pre-orders for 2021 shipments of the digital console only. So...
I see. So the cheaper one sold out. But the other one is obviously still there.
Stop for pre-orders. I think what it's basically saying is you're not going to get a console from them until 2021.
For digital only.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be surprised if there's like the digital is not... I don't know. My point is, I don't know. There's not enough consoles, man. There's not enough, and it's a real shame. Even in Japan, there's this headline here that it was also a mess in Japan, where PlayStation 5 pre-orders started on Amazon Japan. The hardware sold out immediately. Then scalpers moved in and started asking ridiculous prices for their pre-orders, reaching as high as 500,000 yen, which is $4,700 US or $6,000 Australian.
And people would be paying that right now.
And sure, if you were some rich investment banker dude just macking it, you're like, whatever, man, $6,000 for a console? Yeah, that's a bargain, Yeah. So that's part one of Sony not having a great week. The other thing was as well, Sony says that they have not changed the production numbers for PlayStation 5. Recently, there was a rumor that it had to cut production by 4 million units for the PlayStation 5. Sony has said this is not true, and in fact, they've said that there's going to be more PS5s available at launch than there were PS4s. I think the biggest difference, the difference though, is that gaming's a lot bigger than it was back
that's
then.
The thing.
Like, a lot bigger,
I mean, it's 7 years ago now, but like, you're right. Like, it's bigger than anything now in terms of music and movies and whatever. But like, yeah, I don't. This is obviously still not enough.
Sure.
And I know some countries like India and all this kind of stuff. Oh, I don't know if we're jumping again. Sorry ahead. But India and stuff don't even have, at the moment, a launch date, a pre-order. There's nothing of that in that capacity. So
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of like India, for instance, on their official PlayStation, are like while all the other PlayStation Twitters are talking about pre-orders, they're just like showing game clips. Like they're not.
Sure.
There's no talk about pre-order. There's no talk about pricing. There's no talk about release date.
Sure.
You know. Some places with like 1 billion population have no idea when that game is coming. So when that console's coming.
The other thing that was a bit of a flop this week from Sony was the way they handled their announcement in relation to PC versions of games coming to PS5, right? So there were two real confusions. Number one, Demon Souls. Now there was a trailer that went out during the show was Demon Souls. It's coming to PS5. By the way, it's also coming to PC. Okay, and all the PC people were like,
it said it in the actual
and it
thing.
said it right there. Okay, and then what happened was that after the stream, that there was a trailer up online. They took that trailer down and they re-uploaded it without the mention of PC. There was lots of question marks about whether or not there is a PC version coming, but they didn't want to announce it yet, or if there was some other story. Turns out that it was a mistake. It was human error apparently, and that Demon Souls is not coming to PC. It is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, available on launch day, by the way, which is a huge deal, I think. That was rough.
It sounds to me that there is plans for PC. There's no way that would end up making a whole trailer and they add PC in there.
No. They said human error.
Of course.
But
I think the plan is for it to come out sometime. Like Death Stranding, it's an exclusive.
No, that's different though. That they published that, but that was not a first party. Like Kojima, like his studio is not first party Sony. So which is Bluepoint though, who actually are making the Demon Souls remake, are first party. However, they're making a port of a FromSoft game, which is not first party.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I know that's their studio. Absolutely, sure. Like that's one of theirs that they did. But what I'm saying is we can't say definitively that Demon Souls is coming to PC, and they made a mistake and they did it earlier. They made a mistake, but because like it's not coming to PC. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully that changes and eventually they do release it, but right now we cannot say that it's coming to PC, which is a bummer. The other thing was about Final Fantasy 16, where like Square Enix is being really cagey on whether or not it's coming to PC. They were actually asked directly, "Hey, is it coming to PC?" And then Square Enix were like, "We don't have any information about additional stuff at this time. We're focused on PlayStation 5." Like,
but in the trailer, it said at the end it was coming to PC.
I don't know that it
at the end of it, remember? Because that's when I remarked, that's why they said it was captured on PC, because we saw that little thing. So maybe they're also doing a backflip. It looks like it's just not a good day for PlayStation 5 and PC.
Well, this is what it says here actually about that. It says, with Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix tried to obfuscate reality by saying it hadn't announced plans for other platforms, even though its trailer began with the following content is captured on PC and led in the PS5 experience, and ended with PlayStation console exclusive, also available on PC.
There we go.
So there it is. Now they're being very cagey about whether or not it's coming to PC. It obviously is.
That's probably because PlayStation is probably really hammering them and going, "Hey, wait a second, this is exclusive. We want to sell units.
Yes.
Don't talk about PC."
For sure.
That was probably the same thing with Kojima, right? Like, who knows? But I'm sure, like, I didn't know it was coming. Death Stranding's coming out to PC. I wonder how many, units, the games they didn't sell because it was told it was coming to PC before PlayStation.
Now, look, this is something that I think slipped under the radar, but it's a very, very big deal. Now, this is the PlayStation blog, okay? And nestled within this blog is confirmation that Sony is actually going to be selling their games for $70 next generation, okay?
That's already been spoken about.
No, this was confirmed in...
Schreier did this a few days ago. Anyway, go.
I didn't. What? I didn't hear anything about that.
Okay. Anyway, that's all right.
What did he say?
No, it was just actually maybe this blog or it was.
No, this blog only came out after the show, and this was the first official confirmation that we had that games were $70.
Schreier had something he put up showing a specific sentence on some official PlayStation thing. It could have been some sort of press release or whatever.
Sure.
Just saying it is going to be $69.99 for Sony Studios.
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah. It's been confirmed. The $70 game is here. Let's be really clear. Like,
that's $100, right, for us? 110.
$124 for Demon Souls Australian.
Yeah. We've seen this before with PlayStation 3. We've seen the 120 area, but that was because currency was different back then.
Sure.
Now, a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh my god, this sucks," but we really haven't seen any price changes for 20 years, like legit.
Yeah, but I agree in part, but at the same time, we've also seen microtransactions out the arse in gaming. So
Sure.
it cuts both ways.
I've never condoned microtransactions. Do I condone that a game, if it doesn't want to, jam microtransactions into it, wants to charge a little bit more that keeps up with inflation? And I can see why that's okay.
Sure.
I don't expect anything. I mean, look, some technology goes down in price, like TVs and all this kind of stuff. This doesn't, though. Sure. I think games are getting more complex. It's taking longer to make them. There's bigger studios. It's like, there was 7 people that worked on Mortal Kombat 1. There's 500 people that worked on Destiny 2.
Sure.
But
at the same
it's just
time,
a different thing.
They sell more units and they I think at a fundamental level, if a game is a single player, no microtransactions, AAA product, and they want to charge me $70 for it, I'm okay with that. If they want to charge me $70 and all the rest, and the digital, and the fucking Verizon Up exclusive skins, and the microtransaction store with the $20 skins and all that garbage, then no, that's bullshit.
But Sony doesn't do that.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with that's what I'm saying. Sony, if they want to charge me $70 for God of War 2, I'm okay paying that.
Yeah.
But again, if NBA 2K24 wants to charge me $70 for their boring poverty pack game where really you need to buy the special deluxe edition for $180 and then you need to buy the microtransactions, then I'm not down for that. You know
That's
what I mean?
the thing. I think this is going to set a precedent. This is the sad thing.
Yeah, this is what absolutely every game next generation is $70 now.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, all it takes is one of these big, the console owners to be like, okay, we are dictating the price of our consoles, our first party studios. I don't know if Xbox is going to kind of pave the way similar to this. We know that they've been super pro-consumer. No.
I absolutely everyone will follow this now. There's this Sony being who they are in the position that they're in with the kind of games they have. They are a market setter, that.
100%.
This is baseline now.
But what I'm saying is, I feel like Xbox has done so many pro-consumer moves. If there's enough backlash, or internally, if they just feel like it's against their current mission of being super pro-consumer and they want to keep the price down, they're really trying to attack Game Pass and X, Y, and Z and XCloud and whatever. They might be like, well, you guys do that, but we might just do ours $10 cheaper. I don't know. I just think we've seen such a track record of Xbox really looking value for money, so I don't know.
But
I agree with you with EA.
That Microsoft also do microtransactions in their games, where Sony have steered clear of that.
A few of those games, yes,
like Sea of Thieves, Halo, Gears of War, Forza. They bake microtransaction stuff into their games way more than Sony does. So I think that cuts both ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Either way, it's a thing now, and we just have to accept it. You know what I mean? This is it. It's just expect every game next gen to be $70. That's just the way it is. The other thing that happened that was also quite weird was that it was revealed that certain next gen Sony titles will also be coming to PS4. This is a big deal, okay? This is a quote. Additionally, we know that the PS4 community will transition to PS5 at different times, and we're happy to announce that PS4 versions of some of our exclusive Marvel's SpiderMan, Miles Morales, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and Horizon Forbidden West will also launch on PS4. While these 3 games were designed to take advantage of the PS5 and its unique next-gen features like the ultra-high speed SSD and DualSense controller, PS4 players will also be able to enjoy these experiences when they launch. The PS4 digital versions of launch games include a free upgrade on both PlayStation 5 consoles, while the PS4 disc versions of these games include a free upgrade on the PS5 with the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive. So
that's pretty cool.
That's cool. That's fine. But do you remember when Sony said, "We believe in generations," and they were like, "We're just not down for the whole releasing it on both consoles. It's going to hold it back. We're really all about making that big jump." I agree.
I think Spider-Man is a semi-system seller. It's not like the system seller. It's not like God of War or something. But a lot of people are gonna want to jump on that game if they're already able to play and finish it on PS4. That's gonna cost some sales. It's gonna cost Sony some console sales. It's kind of cool for them to do that, but I agree with you. They were all like, no, we
believe in generations.
It's next gen is here, and we're going to focus on that.
Yeah.
But they never said that they weren't going to have some kind of cross-gen.
They never said that, but they were very clearly... See, Xbox have been very loud and proud about, hey, It's going to be on both systems for 1 to 2 years. We're focused on servicing both audiences. It's important to us. Very loud and proud about that. And gamers were very much like, oh, that's going to hold back gaming. Like your games, like Halo Infinite is an example where it's like that game doesn't look so great because it's being held like Craig, old mate Craig, because it's being held back by last gen. Okay, in inverted commas. And so then Sony were really quiet about that, and they were like, oh well, yeah, we're not talking about that, and we believe in generations. They definitely gave the impression that like, no, that's Xbox strategy. We're very much jumping like head first into next gen all in. Now to hear this announced this way, a lot of people are calling them out, being like, well, there's some inconsistency there. I think there's some inconsistency there. But simultaneously, I've never been against the idea of releasing them on both platforms. Like, I kind of like the pro-consumerness of being able to service that existing user base, especially at the moment when times are tough, a lot of people are struggling financially, and they can't afford a next-gen console, or they just can't get their hands on one because it's like there's so few units available. Do you know what I mean?
I think there's another thing here. I think, the install base is the highest it's ever been, I think, in any Sony console. Maybe, Insomniac is like, dude.
I think there was actually more PS2s in circulation.
Oh, was there? Okay,
I think
cool.
so.
Well, we're in the 110 million sector at the moment of PS4. Maybe also Insomniac's like, dude, we want to tap into that. Like, holy shit, that's a lot of money for our studio. That's a lot of money for Sony. Maybe they're also looking at that and going, there's too much money on the table here. And we're experiencing a shortage of Sony consoles. They probably would have already known that there's going to be this pre-sale problem. Maybe they were just like, we want to make sure that this is also going to be on PS4 based on the giant install base and based on the huge amount of money that is going to be on the table.
Sure.
This game comes out.
Yeah.
Because I'll buy this game. I thought the previous SpiderMan was one of the best games I'd played on PS4.
Sure.
Like, legit.
I as I said, I welcome this kind of thing. I think it's good for consumers in this transition period to be able to play games. I really do. And I know what people say about like, it holds back games. I would also be okay if they didn't do this. Like, that's fine. Like, whatever they want to do is what they want to do. I don't think it's bad that people get to play Horizon Forbidden West on a PS4. Do you know what I mean? But I do think it's kind of a bit cheeky for Sony to have positioned it the way they have historically and like really kind of made it out like, no, that's not for us. And all of a sudden, oh, actually, that's for us. You know what I mean? Guys, we had some super chats and we haven't checked in for a while, so let's do that. We've got... Ooh, what do we got? We've got quite a few. Oh, the dislike ratio is improving.
Oh, good.
Good. Hang on a second. Where's Risk of Rain 2? BPM. Okay, now we got John Millerman. He says, you guys going to do a Risk of Rain 2 review? I will be doing that. Any new music from Sam? Hopefully not.
Maybe, actually. Maybe there's one coming out in the next couple of months.
So Harrington says, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy 12? I didn't finish it.
That got 10 out of 10 from a lot of publications.
There you go. White Wolf, just wanted to congratulate Ralph on his Avengers review. It was long, and I'm sure making it was hard, but in the end, you'll have to be satisfied and smiling. Seriously, that was a fantastic review. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. That was a long review.
Well, we did one too. We don't need a congratulations.
That's right.
That's okay.
Francois is back. He says the dislike ratio is getting better. Every Microsoft fan upvoted after the Phil Spencer tweet. Thank you, Microsoft fans. Thank you, Xbox. Ryan Leesham, he says, it's hard to justify getting a PlayStation for some Spider-Man game. I don't know, man. It's a pretty good game.
Look,
it's a good game.
That's what I mean. I think it's a semi-system seller. No one would say like, no, man, I don't want to buy a PlayStation 5 at God of War 2. I'm like, oh, mate, I'm buying that shit 100%.
Marky Mint sent us a little coin emoji. Thank you. Porcupine Butter, he says the PS5 pre-orders would have been worse if they stuck to a date and time. Look at how many scalpers swooped up the 3080s. We'll come back to that. Good point. Yes. Gray 3691, $20. Very generous. Thank you,
buddy.
He says, hey guys, nice to catch you live on stream. Hi from Cali. Also, did you know the green light thing on top of the Xbox Series X is not light, but green paint on the inside walls of the holes that make it look like green light? Oh, that's disappointing. I would have preferred the light.
I thought it was going to be like RGB.
Yeah, damn. Okay. Dolfo Bud is back. Dolfo Bud, he says, EB Games AU. Oh, no, that was one we said earlier. Cool, we did that one. TNT Fishing. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, you again.
Good morning, lads. Any chance of a series on Xbox Game Pass games? Every time I watch you play Fall Guys, I cry a little. We've done one video on Xbox.
Yeah, we did it in Feb, actually.
It was like we reviewed every game on Game Pass in one video. So maybe we should do an updated version of that.
I mean, look, they are changing every time, every week, month, or whatever.
Robert Jasinek says, system sellers for PS5 versus Xbox Series X. I mean, PS5 has Spider-Man and Demon's Souls at launch. Those are fucking good games. And Xbox has Nada.
No,
So,
look, they got Halo Infinite, man.
No, they don't at launch.
Oh, fuck, they don't. Shit, what do they have?
They have nothing, right? But that's okay though. Like,
I don't think we've ever seen a console that didn't have a system seller or like a big game coming out at launch. Like ever, right?
I don't know. I have to go back and have a look. But yeah, it's not a great launch lineup. They're really relying on the fact that the Series S is cheap and it has Game Pass, which, by the way, are very good selling points.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. My brother Josh asked me the other day, what should I buy? And I'm like, I kind of feel like you should get because he's a casual gamer. I said, I think the Series S
casual
is the best option because you can get a cheap console that does everything you need it to do. And you get Game Pass. Because he doesn't play many games, it's perfect for him to kind of like check out stuff and whatever. Until Sony can compete with Game Pass, it's a very compelling opposition, I think. We just pissed off the Sony ponies even more.
Yeah, dislike ratio.
Dislike ratio dive. We've got Lesid Mukabi. He says, in South Africa, the digital version costs $611, and it still got sold out in minutes at BT Games, one of the main gaming outlets. Agent Redshirt says, I remember pre-ordering my 360 from EB Games. They didn't have enough to give me one day. They just shipped it when they got it. Oh, that's not bad. Snowground Production says, was definitely interesting working on the PS5 launch date. A lot of backlash afterwards from people wondering what they were not notified, why they were not notified. That's another thing. They had that website to notify you of pre-orders. Yes. Some people got an email about that. I didn't get one. I don't know personally anyone that got that email. I saw on Twitter some people definitely got it though. But like I feel like that was a very small allocation of units on that email because not many people got that email. Forzathon, he says that it's funny that in India, which is a very PlayStation nation in terms of consoles, PlayStation has given no info on PS5 while Xbox has pre-order date, time, and release date nailed in since day one. Snowgun Production says also the $70 stuff was from retailers putting it up on their website saying $70 after pre-orders went live. There you go. Loser Jerkface, what's up, Schmexy boys? Missed the live dump last week, but here's some of my PlayStation 5 dollary don'ts since I can't buy one yet. Oh, dude, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Alex Cole says Spidey was $80, $60 for main game and $20 for the rest. That's true because there's like an Ultimate Edition they're selling. So yep. Death Proof says PS4 versions are good enough for me. Don't care. Psh, fair enough. And For Delicious says, did you guys see the Avengers Twitter huge patch? I mean, the proof is in the pudding, man.
Should we check it out while we just have the main
all it
page?
says is that the event that's all right, we'll check it out now. But my understanding is that they've just tweeted out that they've got like a massive patch that fixes 1,000 issues. Let's have a look. Let's just have a quick look, guys.
On the fly, live news, guys.
Give us some patter, Sam. Give us some patter.
So, you guys checked out my music?
Okay, here we go.
$50 dues, dude.
$50 dues from Mandigas. He says, I'm sure Sam edited the Laymen videos, but you're mentioning an editor in your videos, so what exactly is Sam's job? That's a damn good question.
What is my job?
That's to wear pink sweaters on the stream. That's
I edited until March of this year.
I'm
out now.
I've got the stream up here. The tweet, it says, version 1.3 is our biggest patch yet and addresses over 1,000 issues, including improvements across the board. We'll continue to work on more fixes in the future. Thank you so much for your feedback and reports.
Live news. There
it's probably as a result of my review yesterday. So, in one day, I brought XCloud to Australia and I fixed the Avengers. Okay? You're welcome, gamers. You are welcome. I'm glad to be here
Next,
for you, okay?
Can you please work on the whole cross-gen between PlayStation 5 and Xbox? Can you get them to work more together?
I'll definitely do that, for sure.
All right.
Guys, the other thing, one other little tidbit of news, just to piss off Devil May Cry fans, is that this guy here, Pat Stares At, he says, I spoke with the folks at Capcom. The PC version of Devil May Cry 5 is only going to be receiving Virgil as DLC and won't be getting the SE version Legendary Dark Knight mode, Turbo mode, ray tracing support, etc. What the fuck? That sucks. I didn't know that. I'm not a Devil May Cry fan, right?
Yeah.
If I was, I'd be pretty pissed off at that because I paid for a PC version of the game and like I'm not getting all the stuff that the console.
We are seeing some games that are brought to PC, like they optimize them. They make sure that they're good for PC.
Batman Arkham Knight, for example, excellent port.
Yeah,
very good.
And they didn't take that down, of course.
Very good.
It's a shame, especially when we are going into ray tracing territory right now. Like, kind of people want that shit,
Exclusive ray tracing is really lame. Like, that's super lame. That's a PC thing, man. Don't steal our things, okay? Console people, don't steal our things.
Nope.
But they're doing it, and I think that, look, I know how passionate the Devil May Cry community are because They hate me. So yeah, I mean, I know that they're going to be very mad about this. That really is disappointing for them. Guys, the other thing was that Godfall got an official release date. It is coming out on launch date for PlayStation 5. November
11th it was coming out. When is it?
Well, it says right there.
No, I mean PS5. Is it November 12th?
It's 12th. It's the 12th. Yeah, it's 12th. It's exclusive to PlayStation 5 and the Epic Bad Store.
Oh, nice.
I was expecting this to come a little bit later, so there you go. It's a launch title.
So
that's another thing, actually. That's three. There's this Godfall, plus Spider-Man Miles Morales, plus Demon's Souls. They've got some other smaller stuff, but they're really big hitters that would likely get people quite pumped. I think those are
and
the
this
three.
isn't coming to PS4.
This is not coming to PS4.
And I'm surprised too, because we have only seen bits and pieces of this game. Really.
I mean, they've had a really long gameplay trailer. They had another trailer after that, which I haven't actually watched yet. A lot of people are saying we don't know enough about this title yet, and I kind of agree.
Well, you loved what we saw.
Yeah.
You loved what we saw.
I kind of agree. Like, we don't really know how this game works structurally. Like, we know what the combat's like, or at least from what we've seen. But yeah, we don't know much more than that. I don't know. I'm cautious on this one, man. Nothing's grabbing me about it. I'm just like, cool. The combat didn't look great to me, but a lot of people think it looks fantastic. So good on them, guys. While we were talking about PlayStation messing up their pre-orders, the Xbox have actually. Did you see they threw out some shade on Twitter? Like the Xbox account was kind of like they threw out some tweets.
Showing all the when all the pre-orders were going live.
Yeah, but like they really were kind of insinuating that like, hey, we'll actually tell you when pre-orders are going to happen, and we got this under control.
I mean, I like that cheeky bit. That's pretty much what that is. It's a little bit of
Basically, right now, if you want to pre-order in the US, around the world for Xbox Series S or X. They go live on the 22nd. There are a whole bunch of times here which you need to be aware of. So, for example, in Australia, it's 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, at the Microsoft Store, JB, EB Games, whatever else.
Telstra, of course, yeah.
Yeah, cool, because you can get the Xbox All Access from Telstra if you're a Telstra customer, which really sucks.
That sucks. You're going to have some sort of plan with them already. You saw the whole thing going around where Phil Spencer had an Xbox Series S in the back. That's pretty cool.
I saw a Mark-ass Brownlee video as well where he had a Series S in the background.
Oh!
He was flexing that.
That's cool.
So, regardless, take note of this if you are keen on getting an Xbox. These are the times. They've also, other retailers have started taking pre-orders, and Microsoft says that if it's been doing that, it will punish them by reducing their allocations. So they're really trying to be clear about this. That hey, no messing about with the pre-order dates.
We were, I mean, even a few months ago, the big question was COVID going to affect pre-orders? It's certainly looking like it is, or... Yeah, so it's good that at least Xbox is like, hey, we're going to try and control this as best as possible.
Sure.
Because nothing pisses people off more than like day one, they've paid the money, but they're not getting the product, and everyone else and all their mates are playing on the next gen. That is going to be very annoying.
Yes. The other thing was Xbox Series S games will be smaller than on Series X.
Really?
Not really surprising, considering that you're looking at there's not going to be the whole 4K textures that they're going to need on those games because it's going to be running at 1440p. But I thought that was interesting. Game sizes are quite ridiculous in some instances of Call of Duty. But, in other instances, they're fine. Like, you can get all of Cyberpunk for 70 gigabytes. That's a bargain, man. My hard drive thanks you. So either way, though, you can expect slightly smaller game install sizes on the Series S as a result of that. One last little bit of Xbox news is that there were rumors flying around this week that Microsoft was in talks to acquire Bungie. Again, okay?
Wow.
But they fell through, those talks fell through due to the price being too high. It turns out that's just not true, at least according to Pete Parsons, who is actually the CEO of Bungie, and he just tweets out, this is false.
He's not saying it's fake. He's not saying it's fake. He's saying it's false.
False and fake is what?
No, this is false, meaning negotiations can be continuing. It hasn't fallen through. This is false.
It could.
That's not definitely. We will see. We will see. That's all I'm saying, everybody.
Sure.
I think it would be a pretty cool move for Bungie to go back to Mama. But
what? Why would that be good?
Well, Bungie's doing great things.
And you want it to be exclusive to Xbox then?
Oh, that's true. No, but like it's kind of like, you know, there's a story arc there. That's what I'm saying. Like Bungie started with Xbox, built its name.
Well, they started
there.
independent, then they went to Microsoft.
Yeah, but Halo was the moment Bungie got on everyone's lips.
Sure.
That was the moment where I was like, oh, cool, okay, that's Bungie. You know, like it'd be kind of cool to see them kind of, rekindle their romantic relationship.
Gamers, I'm sure you, like myself, missed out on getting an RTX 3080 this week. I tried desperately.
You did you?
Oh man, I fucking tried. Like, I was there online at the time at like all the retailers, fucking Umart and MSY and fucking like M-Wave and all the Aussie retailers. And every single website crashed in Australia. Every single website crashed globally, except for like Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
RTX 3080 were as rare as hen's teeth that day. It was impossible to get your hands on one. As I said, I missed out sadly. So I'll have to go for like a second shipment or whatever. But you know who didn't miss out? The bots. The bots.
Russian bots.
The bots. Are they Russian?
I got no idea.
You're just making them Russian.
But they're Russian bots, everybody.
Nice. Okay, so there's been a big issue where a lot of 3080s have been swept up by at least one bot. There's one called Bounce Alerts, which kind of runs this script over and over again on these websites, notifying people. One person managed to snag 42 RTX 3080s.
Well, actually, that's interesting.
What a fuckwit.
And another person got 18. If you go down more, there's actually another tweet showing another person or another bot got 18 emails saying that he had bought 18.
What a
Now, that
fuckwit.
sucks.
It really
does
sucks.
suck.
It really
I mean,
sucks.
there must be some way if you put the same address over and over again or some shit, right? Like,
Did you know that M-Wave have a raffle for Founders Editions? And that's an Australian retailer, because Australia's like, we weren't going to get Founders Editions, okay, for RTX 3080, whatever. Then all of a sudden, M-Wave, one retailer and one retailer only says, hey, we're going to get them. And it's like, all right, that's exciting. So much demand that they have to do a raffle for your chance to win one. One person entered the raffle 90 times. And the rules of the raffle were that if you entered more than once, your entries got removed. So this person entered 90 times and then had their entries all yanked out. That was tough, man. But look, this is very disappointing. It's like very limited supply. It's not Nvidia's fault. Like they're just making as many products as they can. Supply chains are all pretty balked at the moment. Plus, as well, you've got manufacturing for next-gen consoles as well as next-gen GPU. It's tough. But at the same time, it is disappointing that these bots do this. This is the problem with, so for example, pre-communicating your pre-order timelines, because the bots can kind of get ready. And I think a lot of people are saying it's good what Sony did with the mess this week. It's good that there was such chaos because the bots weren't ready for it and you had a better chance of being successful. And people are worried that when it comes to the Xbox pre-sales on the 22nd, that, the bots are going to be ready, man. It's going to happen, So, I don't know. It's either way. I'm just super sad that I don't have a 38.
I mean, yeah, the Founders Edition being so limited anyway. Like, I never even... And number one, I'm not in the market right now. But like, even if I was, I wouldn't even bother. I would just wait for the other one that's going to be, the Avengers one. Like, there's going to be some other one that's a third-party one that's... as they say...
Avengers one? What?
No, but, there's so many things that Avengers has partnered with. It's probably going to be, an Avengers 3080,
Well, look, Gigabyte have actually already leaked that there is going to be an RTX 3080 20 gigabyte. That's coming, right? So basically, it's kind of okay if you miss out on this and you maybe want to wait a little bit for that, because that 3080 with 20 gig, that's
will be an absolute monster.
That's a really fucking chunky thing that's just going to last you for a long ass time. That feels just great. And I'm kind of hoping to get that myself, so I might hold off a little bit and see what the dates on that will be like. But anyway, that's the stuff, guys. Did you know that TikTok just got banned?
Holy shit.
TikTok actually got banned.
Yeah.
In the US at least.
Last time I saw it, it's actually coming into effect with WeChat. Coming into effect on Sunday. There was a lot of talk over the last couple of months at least, really kind of heating up over the last coming weeks, maybe the last month or so. Microsoft was in talks with what's it called, Tencent, because Tencent owns TikTok, right?
Yes.
Talks with Tencent to buy it and own all the data on US shores, because that's what it all comes down to. It's all about the actual data.
It's all about politics.
It's all about politics. It's a political football, really. There's a million billion companies that are connected to China in some way, shape, or form. Be it Discord, be it friggin' whatever, right?
Every company.
There's heaps of
Every
companies, man. Not to mention the games that we play that Tencent has a hand in so many pies. For them to choose TikTok and WeChat, I think it's really all about it's in a lot of people's faces, TikTok. So it really makes a statement more than it actually secures people's data, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, what's happening now is that it's, with TikTok being banned effective Sunday in the States, they're turning their attention to other things connected with Tencent and other Chinese companies. Epic and Riot are part of that. Like, the Trump administration wants to know more about how Americans' personal data is handled. They've asked for information about that, like the administration's asked for information. If they're not satisfied with the conclusions, who knows what that means, man? Like, yeah, I mean, who knows how that goes for Americans and that sort of thing.
I wonder if this is just
pretty nuts.
A slippery slide where they've set a precedent now, and because they've really made it all about national security, any other, company that fits similar guidelines, they kind of have to follow suit, and they have to kind of like follow that with the same action. I'd hate to see that we do lose Riot Games or Epic Games or whatever.
I think it would have to be just like sold off kind of thing.
Sold off.
I don't think we're going to lose access to like to these games.
League of Legends potentially.
Yeah, but like they'll have to find a buyer for them. It's not possible that would happen.
But like a lot of these
very disruptive potentially.
A lot of these companies are going to look at their US market, like League of Legends, right? I know that's big, but like, isn't it bigger in other areas of the world? Like, is League of Legends really the biggest thing that US has got going on? No, it's more like an Asia Pacific thing, or it's like other areas, right? A lot of companies, what I'm saying, are going to look at the numbers and go, screw it, I'm not selling part of my company to the US, I'm just going to bail out of that place. Screw it. And that's going to be disappointing,
So then there's actually a list here of US games tech companies that Tencent has a minority stake in.
Yeah.
Riot Games, Epic, Activision, Blizzard, Roblox, Glue, Discord, Reddit, Snapchat. I mean, it's all over the place, right? So if they really want to stamp down on Tencent, then that's going to be very disruptive to the world of video games. And then gamers might actually have to rise up.
Yep.
And we will see how that goes. Did you know, guys, and this is actually makes me very sad.
This is so, like, I didn't even know what this game was.
Disintegration.
Didn't even know what this game was. It came out on June 15th, right?
I don't remember. I reviewed it. I previewed it, and I'm like, this looks like us. And then I reviewed it, and I'm like, yep, this is us.
Oh, wait, was this the game made by the Bungie dude?
This is a game made by the
We played this together.
co-creator.
Yes.
It's called Disintegration. And they have only been out for a few months, and they will be turning off their multiplayer like on November 17th, and they're actually just removing multiplayer modes from the game altogether. So I think they're going to issue a patch that means that those modes just won't be there anymore. In fact, what's funny? In my review, I actually said, hey, this multiplayer exists, but it's not going to exist pretty soon. So if you're watching this review later on, expect the multiplayer to not be available. I actually said that in my review.
Okay. That's actually
yeah.
The Oracle Ralph.
That's right.
This is the big problem I think they're going to face. A lot of people are going to have a justified reason now to like knock on the ACCC's door, be like, "Hey, half the game's gone. give me my refund."
Yeah.
That's a legit thing, you know.
I mean,
it's like if you walk in and buy a toaster and it says it's able to put 2 pieces of toast in, and then like, oh, by the way,
the difference
you can only
is
put 1 piece of toast in.
The difference is end user license agreements. That's the thing, right? So you don't have an end user license agreement when you buy a toaster. Or maybe you do, I don't know. I haven't looked at the little piece of paper that comes in the box.
Maybe you do.
Regardless, a lot of these things a lot of games build this stuff in where like they have the kind of, get out of jail free card where they can remove half the game. Like Destiny 2, for example, is about to do, where it's like, hey, how about we take out half the game? You know
but they've been doing that for a while, and they bring it back, like the moon and shit. Like they bring that stuff back.
That's Destiny 1 that they bring into Destiny 2. This is Destiny 2, and they're just removing it, and they're you can't access that now. So it's a weird situation.
I think there is a precedent that has been set with Fallout 76. In Australia, at least,
with the refunds.
With the refund policies, they said that this game was so buggy and broken that, you are entitled to a refund. Maybe this falls into the similar thing.
Sure.
You've given someone a product, and then you're like, hey, but maybe it's not half the game, but it's 30 or 40% of the game you've just like yanked out without putting anything in to replace it. Some people are going to want refunds. This sounds like a pretty small studio, or it's starting up. It probably had high aspirations, big aspirations. It's a shame to see this kind of stuff happen. But when we played it, it didn't.
It sucked.
Great.
It sucked. I don't want to mince words. Like I feel bad for that developer and that team, whatever. But that game sucked. Like there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Dunn is here. He says, "Have you guys played Gunfire Reborn?" No, but it's installed on my machine, and I definitely want to get to it for sure. It's in early access, but seems really promising, and like it's something you'd enjoy. Yes, I think so. And
again, thank you very much, $50.
Thank you very much. We've got Miles Gangst here. He says, do you guys think Sony will try and hold Final Fantasy 16 to a high standard since it's an exclusive? Most PS4 exclusives has been great. I don't think Sony would be like, you must make a good game. I don't think it's like that. It's entirely on Square. But look, Yoshi P is the producer on that. He's the guy that heads up Final Fantasy 14. Who knows how involved he is within 16? But it looks like it has his fingerprints all over it, just from that trailer. And I'm excited for that.
Well, that trailer was nothing like I've ever seen from a cinematic trailer of Final Fantasy, right?
It was a gameplay trailer.
That's what I mean. But usually we will see a world-building trailer, especially in the Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is pretty good at making the world, right?
I know how to do it.
Anyway, look, it was interesting.
Your boy Saeed says, hey lads, keep up what you're doing. I was wondering, what's your game of the generation so far? God of War, baby.
I'd say God of War.
I love God of War so much. Francois Bergman says, $5, we still need a government in Belgium 16 months after elections. Can you believe Belgium? Maybe this could help us. Thanks. What?
I don't know what the hell's going on there.
That's the link to Belgium and Belgian politics. But Margan Wagon says, hey guys, hope everything is all right for you guys during COVID. What do you think about Miles Morales being cheaper than a regular AAA game? Makes sense.
That's true, it was.
It's being confirmed half length of the first. Yeah, I mean, it's like that.
It's $49.99 US.
And also, well, yeah, but yes, that's right. And then there's like an Ultimate Edition kind of thing, which has... I think an upgrade.
Probably skins.
Of the PS4,
oh wait, not skins. They don't do that.
It's like PS4 upgrade or something. Yeah. But yeah, like it's obviously a smaller game. It's like Squadrons, for example, the Star Wars game. That's like $40
When's
as
that
well.
Out? God, there's so many games to play.
October 10th or something. It's pretty soon actually. Forzathon says, what do you think of Sony locking PS5 upgrade for SpiderMan? That's right, behind the Miles Morales Ultimate Edition. This is really disappointing for me. I haven't checked this out yet. If it's the case that you need to buy an upgrade for Spider-Man on PS5, that sucks. No doubt about it, right? I had heard something like this, but I wasn't sure if that's true. If you have PS4 Spider-Man, and you can't upgrade it for free, but if you buy PS5 Spider-Man and you like the Miles Morales pack and you get the upgrade, I think that sucks. No question about that. But I haven't actually looked into the details of that, so I will.
Disintegration is disintegrating.
Yeah, that's the headline I put in it when I wrote it up, actually.
Oh, okay.
Hello from Costa Rica, says Carlos. He says, I finally get to catch you guys live. Just wanted to show some support for my favorite channel. Thank you very much. And we've got Dustin. He says, good to see you both. Hope all is well. Ralph, have you heard of Nexamon Extinction? No, it's a new Monster Hunter Collection game for PC console. Since you enjoyed Temtem, you should definitely check it out. I will, man. Thank you very much. We've still got a few more things to get to. We're running really late today, but we had so much news to get through.
We can cut a couple of things.
We wanted to go through it.
Like
we can cut a couple. Can't we, Sam?
Well, the Rocket thing, you want to keep that?
The Rocket League is going free to play.
Cool.
That's the story.
I mean, that's it. We needed to include that.
Okay, Epic Games good. Okay,
I like this segment.
Football Manager 2020.
I've never understood how people like that, but it's a massive game.
It's huge. Popular. It's disgustingly popular.
The best one here is Watch Dogs 2. It's pretty cool
Watch
to see
Dogs
them
2
do that.
Free to play, and Stick It to the Man, which I don't know anything about, but they're all free on the Epic Good store. So that's that. The other thing is that did you know that Gods and Monsters had to change its name because Monster Energy was claiming copyright infringement? Ubisoft have since come back and said that actually no. It was a creative choice. We definitely wanted to call our game Immortal Phoenix Rising, the worst name in the history of names.
Monster does not have a claim over the word monster.
So dumb. Super dumb.
It's like Kylie Jenner. She actually tried to copyright the name Kylie.
What did Kylie Minogue think about that?
That's exactly what happened. They ended up in a massive court battle.
Good!
Yeah.
Fucking stick it to her, Kylie. Don't take
Kylie
that
Minogue,
shit.
she's an Aussie, right? She's not New
she
Zealand.
is.
There's so many people they think are Aussie but end up being New Zealand, like Crowded House and whatever, right?
Like Russell Crowe.
Yeah, all those people, right? There's a billion.
Mel Gibson.
No, he was US. Anyway, so Kylie Minogue won. The point I'm trying to make here, this is bullshit.
Fuck Kylie Jenner. Whatever, man.
This is bullshit. Gods and Monsters is a better name. And
Immortal Phoenix Rising is so bad.
Monster Energy drinks, I mean, they could have done an Avengers thing. Just like partner up with these people and like make it all about you get a game code if you buy a whole stack of them or some shit.
And look, final story, guys. Really great way to finish. Very excited about this. We've been calling for it for a long time, but it's finally here. We're getting a new Splinter Cell game, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! It's happening.
On VR.
They've heard us. It's on VR though. Well, Ubisoft have confirmed that VR Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell games are coming. We don't know much more than that. It was announced as part of the Facebook Connect or Oculus Connect event. which was on Wednesday, and it's coming. So you're going to get a Splinter Cell game. It's just going to be in VR, okay?
This is all part of their plan of fattening out the world of Splinter Cell without giving us exactly
right.
what we actually want.
Correct.
We've got anime series, we've got comics, we've got friggin' what else? He's in Siege now.
Everything.
He's in everything.
He's in
Apart
everything,
from
man.
his own game that's
Correct.
actually with a controller, like we've played before.
Gray3691 says, any update on when Destiny is coming to PS5? It's coming on launch day, I think, isn't it? I thought I heard that.
Yes, it
Actually,
is.
no, I haven't heard that. I can't say.
No, they did say it's going
they?
to be on PS5.
Yeah, it's available to play, but I don't know if it's going to be an upgrade. So I don't know. To be
It would
honest,
be
I
in
don't
their
know.
best interest to try and get that on there ASAP.
I don't know if you're going to get 60 FPS Destiny on day one. Let's just say.
Well, they should do that on Xbox, because then someone can log on the Xbox Series One X and be like, oh, there is a game. There is at least one game on this thing.
Ooh.
It's Destiny.
Brutal. So
Love
there you go.
you, Xbox.
Sony ponies, you can give us an upvote for that
You're
comment.
going to give me an
man.
Xbox.
Give us
You're
a
going to
like
give me an
for
upvote
that.
for that.
Michael is here with a really long name that I can't pronounce. He says, is this still live? I'm too drunk to tell. Same, man. Same. And the lonely CMDR says, finally caught you boys live. Love the weekly dumps, Ralph.
We
It's
love you.
not Resetra, it's Resetra. Got you, my dude.
Nice.
100%. That is the end of the show. It's
Nice,
been a long
guys.
one, but we had so much to cover. We want to thank you for being here today. Guys, next week, we're looking at stuff. I don't exactly know what.
We've got a
but
lot
there
of
will be
things. We've got number one. We're going to do Mario 64 playthrough. We'll play a little bit of that. We're going to play.
Just in case you haven't seen Mario 64 before, we thought we'd check it out.
It's a new game. Check it out.
very new. Very new.
It's 3D this time, guys.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's pretty cool. And we've got Serious Sam, I think.
Serious
We've got, Oh, Mafia. That comes
Mafia's
out
next week?
on Friday.
It is next week. Shit, we'll check out Mafia as well. Cool. So
Got a
big
few
week.
things for you, fam.
Thank you very much. Don't forget to leave a like at the end of this video.
Like and
'cause
comment
The like
and sub.
ratio is a disaster, and
Yes.
that's funny. But also, give us a like.
Thank you all
okay?
to our new members.
Subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. That's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see you guys next time.
Laymen out.